Now, in this scene, Meadow's out with a date, and she looks like she's in a little cafe, and she's just sitting there minding her own business. And a wise guy from New York, because she's in the city, obviously, comes up to her and asks her, "Are you Tony Soprano's daughter?" And she says yes.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
Hey, you got a little cream on your mouth there, sweetie. Be happy to add to it.
What?
Lucky guy, her dad. Must be fun tucking her in at night, huh? Hey, best to your dad, huh?
What's the matter?
Right there, that in the life, you never go after somebody's daughter or do something like that, knowing, especially the guy knew Tony Soprano's the boss. You're going to talk to his daughter like that, tell her she has cream on her thing, you like to tuck her in at night. That in itself is a death sentence, and that would never be tolerated at all. But I've never heard of anybody doing something that outrageous, outlandish in my life. But it could have possibly happened easy because you got a lot of idiots in the life now, buffoons. So here's Tony's reaction.
You know a guy named Coco?
Why?
He came up out of nowhere and just started saying all this weird stuff.
Kind of weird stuff.
Now, right there, Tony's like, right there, you could tell he's boiling. And he thought, listen, I would have been irate just hearing that. Like, what's this guy coming up to you for? Knowing he's a New York guy. And at that time, Tony was having a beef with them back in Fort Jersey, New York. So we'll go on.
Like to tuck me in at night, stuff like that.
What exactly did he say?
He came up to us and he asked me if I was your daughter. And then he said I had whipped cream on my mouth.
Yeah? What else did he say? It's all right. It's okay. I'll talk to somebody.
Tony is fuming. I would have been fuming as well inside, but he doesn't want to show his daughter the true anger that he's holding back because that's his baby. Like, my daughter, anybody ever crossed that line, Jesus Christ is not going to save them. That's just the way it is. That's my little girl, and it's just not going to happen. Whoa! Now that's gangster right there. Tony, man's man, goes by himself, doesn't need a crew. Because what Tony's doing right now, if it's not justified, will get him killed in a heartbeat. So Tony's doing what he has to do, goes with a gun into their establishment, into their club. He's going to work. That's gangster.
Don't do it! Want something?
What Tony did there was over the top, but nobody could say anything to him with that. That's his daughter. Hands off on your kids, and that guy should have known better, and Tony did what he had to do. So probably killed the guy. If he didn't kill him, the guy has no teeth in his mouth. And he put a gun to the acting boss's head of New York. Sit down. Sit down, otherwise you're getting killed. To me, that's gangster. That's the way you're supposed to act. Somebody does something that repulsive to your kid. Kids are supposed to be off limits. And what that guy did and what he received at the end was well justified. That's one of my favorite scenes.
Gino, what can I get you?
All right, let me have 2 Neapolitan loaves.
You touch a single fucking crust, you're gonna wish you took that job at McDonald's.
Now, in this scene, listen, folks, in the neighborhood, the bakeries were tremendous. Always packed, always mobbed. But here, there's nobody in the bakery. So Christopher was in there first, and Christopher goes to order. In the meantime, Vito enters. The kid knows Vito's a made guy. Christopher's not, so he's looking to take Vito's order. Like, Chris, you have to wait. He doesn't say Chris because he doesn't know Chris, but he knows Vito, so he's bypassing him, and that happens. You know, a mob guy gets preference. Those are the quirks of the life, and that's why they like to be made. They like it known in the neighborhoods. I'm a made guy because with legitimate people, civilian like this bakery kid, you know, he knows a mob guy walks in, he gets the preference, but Christopher's not having it.
What is it?
Vito's a made guy, and he says, but my bread. That would be, in reality, Ralphie Balsamo, who's a captain in the Genovese crime family, and say that was me. I was Christopher. I'm not made. And I tell Ralphie, because Ralphie knows me, and then take a walk. And Ralphie's a made guy, a captain. He would walk. To me, Ralphie's a mutt, just the way Vito's a mutt. Number one, a civilian can't tell a made guy to take a walk. But when the civilian's a gangster and is known as a thug, a tough guy in the neighborhood, and you have a paper gangster like Vito here, like Ralphie Balsamo, they would take a walk, they would leave. And that would be something I would do, but Christopher does it, he does it sweet, as we would say.
Show some respect.
I will.
Ah! You shot my foot! It happens.
Ah, you...
Yeah, you gotta give it to Christopher in that scene. He went gangster, went postal too, shot him in the foot. But you know what? That kid will never make that mistake again, that's for sure. And right there, Tony did right. Got into the car, but as the guy went in, Tony grabbed him. That's what you have to do. That's the guy's mistake. Number one, you never enter a car like that. You step back. The guy's already in the car. Step back, aim, and pop him. But that was amateur hour right there.
Dead now, motherfucker!
Kid wound up shooting his friend instead of killing Tony. So that's just, again, amateur hour. Kid, instead of going on the side, he should actually went to the front of the car, the front of the vehicle, and then he had a direct sight on Tony. But instead he didn't, went to the side, wound up shooting his friend. And then he's walking into the car to shoot. Why are you walking into the car? Just step back again and start popping some shots. And number one, you know, that's just, again, what made him step forward and put his arm in the car with the gun. That's a no-no. Don't do that. Here's what happens. And that's what you call, folks, a botched hit. But Tony lived another day after that one.
I want to do this. Good. Cut Furio loose. Raise a crowd.
Now, that would be Vinny. Vinny's a boss. He was my boss, my best friend. Vinny always led by example. Wasn't one to sit on the couch like these other mobsters, these other bosses. Vinny would actually go with you to do the piece of work meaning killing somebody, but Vinny would also pull the trigger to show you while you're standing side by side killing somebody, I'm here with you. So if I ask you, and his theory was, now if I ask you in the future, you're going to go willingly and knowing I'm not using you, that I actually did a piece of work with you, and we're brothers for life.
Would you just take it easy, will you? We just want to talk to you. That's all.
Now, the Bevilacqua kid got grabbed because he shot at Christopher. These kids thought it would be okay, and it's not okay, but they wound up shooting Christopher. And now this is the repercussions, the ramifications. This is what happens when you cross that line for something that you had no knowledge of. You're way out of line, and you can't justify what you did. That's the issue here. Now, if he was able to justify that Christopher did something bad, went with his wife, smacked his sister, beat up his girlfriend or something, did something so egregious, then he could probably justify it over a sit-down. But there was no justification here. It was just they wanted to make a name for themselves, so they shot Christopher, and Tony wasn't having it.
It wasn't me. It was Sean. Just Sean.
And right there, you know, that's a bad move. He blamed his partner. It was Sean. But he was there too. Like, you know you're dying right then and there. Nobody wants to die. But you know what? Go out like a man. at the end of the day.
Don't you think we could have killed you already if we wanted you dead? Relax. I just want to talk to you.
Now, what Tony's doing right there is baiting him. Baiting him. He wants to get him for information. And he feels, you know what, relax, we're not going to kill you. We could have killed you already. But he's baiting him. He's luring him in. So, because he knows at this point, this kid's going to be extremely cooperative.
He said we're being pissed at and disrespected, and then we should score points with Richie. But I told him, hey, Rome wasn't built in one day.
That was it. They were around Richie Aprio, who was actually Richie Aprio. His brother was the boss, wound up dying of cancer. So Richie just came out of the can, and they wanted to impress Richie Aprio. And Tony knew that these two kids were around Richie, so this is where he's trying to bait the kid to find out if Richie really knew what was going on.
Sean did it on spec.
And right there, if this kid would have said Richie okayed it, Richie enticed us to do it, Richie would have been killed immediately. And Tony would have loved to do it because Tony didn't care for Richie. And Tony would have been right. It would have been justified. Kid scared to death. Saw he just peed himself. And then you have Big Pussy standing in the back. And at this time, Big Pussy's he wasn't wearing a wire that night, but he's cooperating with the feds. So he's riding with Tony. Looks that way. So, and by him cooperating, if he pulls the trigger, he just blew his whole cooperation agreement.
How was that?
That was it. That's going to be the last drink this kid had. But if this kid was a real gangster, right there, if that was me, Big Pussy goes away, I'm going at Tony. I'm going at him, going to try to grab him. That's your only alternative you have. You have to go for him. And I would try to, once you grab him, try and knock him out. I know he's carrying a gun, so I'm going to really grab him by the waist, see if I could grab something for something. And that's your only out. Then, you have to make a shot for it if you want to live. So otherwise, just sitting there thinking they're going to let you walk out, it's not happening. And that's all she wrote, folks. That's it. Now, Big Pussy, he's in a heap of crap if the feds find out. But then again, he could say, I had no choice. I was with Tony. If I don't pull the trigger, I'm getting killed myself. So I had to do it. And that would have been his way out of it. And the feds would have then actually said that to whatever judge when he testifies, whatever happens after that. But what they did to this kid, he got what he deserved, what he had coming. And Tony played it smart, baited him, knew he was scared, knew he would talk. So he tried seeing if Richie Aprio was part of it. If Richie was part of it, Richie would have been the next one to go. But he wasn't, and Richie lived for another day. So hope you like this one. We got more Sopranos coming at you. So stay tuned.